Good morning, everybody. Yesterday we were actually reading about the 14 different kinds of principles of Henry Fayol. Today we have actually read about the 8 different kinds of principles. That is being the division of the work, first one, second one, authority and responsibility, third, discipline, fourth, unity of command, fifth, unity of direction, sixth is remuneration, seventh, centralization and decentralization, and eighth, order. The next comes here, scalar chain. What is this one? This is something very unique principle of management. And according to this principle, all those who are working in an organization are linked with each other in superior subordinate relationship. The link between each other with superior and subordinate of an organization is called scalar chain. That means here what is happening, each and every person, each and every employee which are working in the organization, each one of them are having a relationship with the superior and the subordinate. So here you can see a link or any kind of a relationship with each and everybody, and this is the best management concept. And here all the superiors from the top management to the lower management will be there, and also lower ranks will be there. So the top supervisors who are there, they always try to interact with the lower rank employee. That means being the manager or the team manager, project manager, they'll be having a firm interaction with the employees or with the team works or teammates, like that. And here this scalar chain, it suggests that each communication going up or coming down must flow through each position, and that too with the line of authority. That means line of authority, that means from the manager level to the employees level. And for this purpose, Fayol has suggested a gang plank. It is called as a gang plank. He has suggested a gang plank which is used to prevent the scalar chain from any kind of a obstruction. That means when the information is freely flowing from one person to another person, or from maybe from one superior to the subordinate or the employee, that time the problems can be minimized by this gang plan. And for this one, he has proposed a model also. This is actually called as a Fayol's model. So this is the Fayol's model, which is included in the principle of management in case of a scalar chain. And here you can see A is actually the top man having the immediate subordinates. Subordinates means nothing but colleagues who are working with him, assistant. So here A is actually in the top position and the top man is having the two subordinates, that is one is B and second is L. In turn, next you can see for B and L, again the intermediate subordinates are there. For B and L, subordinates are there. They are being this C and M. This continue generally till the G and Q level. See, for C and M, the subordinates will be D and N. Again for D and N, the subordinates will be E and O, like that. For example, see, in the schools generally we will have principal. Principal is in the top position. Then comes under principal, vice principal. From vice principal level you can see he will again have subordinates like being correspondent or college in charge, like that. From that again college in charge, again administration department will be there. In administration department again few people will be working, being in admin or the other who do the fees collection, like that. So one by one you can see below each and every position there is a responsibility given for each and every person. That means one person or two person who are working under the second. That means under A person, B and L are working. Under B and L again C and M are working. Under C and M again D and N are working. So person who are working under their superiors is nothing but the fayol's model. And here you can see this will be going on in a sequence till the levels of G and Q. So the communication which is there, it must flow from A to B, B to C, C to D and D to E, and so on, while coming from the top to bottom. The information will be flowing from, I am talking about on one side, so A to B, B to C, C to D, like that the information is actually flowing. And here you see, if means, if any communication is going from F to P, the communication is flowing from F to P person, it will flow from F to A. Okay, it is flowing, if the information is flowing from F to P, definitely the information will also flow from P to A because he is the superior. He is in the top position. Okay, so if any communication is going from F to P, it will flow from F to A via, it may be E, D, C and B, and again coming down to P, that is L, M, N, O. That means, see what is happening when the information is passing from F to P. Here the information is flowing in two different forms. One, the information from or communication from F to P is going on, and then whatever the result is there, that will be submitted to the A. Here this is one point or one case. Second case is that when the information is flowing from F to P, directly from F to P it is not flowing. For how they are actually coming, how the information is being here for this F, the information for F is coming from A only, right? For this one example I'll give. Principal is there, college principal is there. He will tell the administration department to collect all the names of the faculty who are having any kind of a MSc qualification. So they will do it, they will write it everything, and then sometimes they will not actually do the submission. It is the lecturers who will go directly and meet the principal. So the same thing is happening. If A is the principal and here the F is the administration department, the P will be the lecturer. The lecturer can directly go to the principal for anything. So the flow of information you can see not only from F to P, you can also see the information flowing from this side to this side, and then this side to this side. Okay, and here once again I'll be repeating, if any communication is going on from F to P, it is actually flowing from F to A till it will also move to F to A through P. Through P, the information is flowing to A. So, Fayol suggested that this kind of a scalar chain system takes time, and therefore it is substituted by a gang plan without weakening the chain of a command. So, in order to maintain the authority, it is desirable that the superiors of which are there being there, they have to deal directly provided with each and every kind of a information. So here what we can see, the superior who are there, instead of instead of giving the work to the administration, the principal is also eligible. He has the authority to directly deal either with the F or directly deal with the P for giving any information or for collecting any kind of a information or going for any kind of a inquiry. So this is actually the Fayol concept which he has been suggested. The next comes is 10th one, initiative. Initiative. So according to this principle, in every organization, the managers has to create a environment where a set of people can be willing to take the initiative and responsibility for doing various kinds of activities in a very efficient way, so that it will help in the development of an organization. What is initiative? Sometimes we say you have initiated this idea. That means you have put that idea. So in order to bring out the level of confidence, in order to bring out the skill nature, the work nature or work comfortability from the employee, it is very necessary that the manager has to create a very good and comfortable environment to the employees. That means a group of people who will be willing to work very effectively. They can take the responsibility of doing their own work effectively and also efficiently, so that it will give a good name for the organization, or it may be around the development of organization. So it can only be possible when there is a good relationship among a group of a people. See, in the work atmosphere in the companies, if you are not interacting with your colleagues, if you are not interacting properly with your manager, if you are not open-minded, then it is very difficult to work together. So to work together, you have to communicate. You must have proper communication, because so many doubts will be coming when you are actually doing your work or doing your project or anything else, your work. So building a good cooperative relationship or good relationship among your colleagues is very important, and this is the very vital and very important principle of management. Then 11th one is subordination of individual interest to group interest. Individuals interest to group interest. So here in this case, according to this kind of a principle, see, the interest of a group is above in comparison to interest of an individual. We cannot generally compare the individual interest and group interest. See, in a group of people are there. In a group of people, every individual have their own taste, own preferences. So you cannot mix it with every group person, because in a group, suppose if the group is having A, B, C, D and E. 5 different people are there. Each one of them have their own kind of a lifestyle changes, they have their own kind of a way of living, the habit, talking, everything. So everyone will have their own kind of a taste, and everyone will have their own nature of thinking, ability, everything will be different. So you cannot completely compare, and you cannot say that in a group of people everyone have the same kind of a opinion. Different opinions will arise in a group of a people or in a team. So when you are working in the companies, that time what happens means the individual interest will be there and group interest will be definitely there. So you start doing comparison. It means that the organization has to give priority groups need rather than individual, because no one in an organization can achieve its goal without the group's effort. See, individual person, that means in a group only the candidate C cannot be helpful to bring good name to the company, to fulfill the project. You cannot say that only the C person is actually helping in the development of an organization. It's not like that. It is not a individual contribution, it is a group contribution of a company. So without properly following that, without properly following the group's interest, group's effort, you cannot actually take any kind of a or make any kind of a decision. So it is very clear that the interest of a group is above in comparison with respect to individual interest. You should not consider the individual in a group. You have to see that all the 5 members of a group are having one common opinion, one common effort they are actually putting. They are cooperating with each other, they are mingling with each other, and then they are actually fulfilling the work. Then 12th one comes stability of tenure of personnel. Stability of tenure of personnel. Generally, what is actually that tenure means? Tenure means giving a permanent position. Tenure means giving a permanent position. For example, giving a permanent position means, for example, generally we see, in the government schools and colleges, generally the teachers will be teachers or lecturers, they will be given a permanent position. Even we can see this in the central government jobs also, the tenure will be given. So permanent job will be there for them. And not only this, in some private companies also, when the work is very much good by the employee, definitely he will be given that tenure. So stability of tenure of personnel is also one of the basic principle of, in case of principles of a management. That means it is about job security. Okay, job security. This sentence, the stability of tenure of personnel is also called as a job security. So everybody know and everybody need job security nowadays, and the job security must be provided by the organization to each person. In fact, if the personnel are secured about the jobs, then they will give their 100% of a contribution for the achievement of any kind of a goal of a company. If you are actually giving job security for that particular person, definitely he will give his 100% performance, and that will become a good plus point for the organization and also for the development of your organization. So when you are not giving any kind of a job security, sometimes they will tell you or they will give some kind of a targets. This you can generally see in case of a BPO. So in case of this BPO call center job, they will not give you any kind of a job security, job guarantee they will not give you. It totally depends upon your performances. If your performance is good, then only you can succeed.